Stamina is a big part of the game. Can't only get that with ball drills and minis games. He's speaking as if he's never played at elite. Well, here's the thing. For starters, I was talking about youth soccer coaches and youth players, which only meet up 2 times a week. Secondly, this idea that you can't get fitness through playing the game, but the goal is to get fitness for the rigors of actually playing the game doesn't really make sense. So, if the game is difficult and requires a level of conditioning or endurance to play the game, then playing the game itself probably will apply enough of those stressors to get the necessary adaptations to be in shape for the game. However, that's just me applying the specificity principle. But there's more than that. We actually have science on this very topic, so let's take a look. All right, so what we got here is a meta-analysis of small-sided games versus conventional endurance training for youth soccer players and how they compare for getting players in shape to play the game of soccer. All right, let's take a look. So go ahead and pause and read this entire thing if you like to. You could also Google search it and you can find the entire study online. Here you go. Go ahead and pause to read. And what we're going to look at right now is just the conclusions right here. Small-sided games are as effective as conventional endurance training for increasing aerobic endurance performance in male youth soccer players. This is important because, as for practitioners, it means that small-sided games can allow both endurance and skills training to be carried out simultaneously, thus providing a more efficient training stimulus. Small-sided games offer the same benefits as conventional endurance training with 2 sessions per week with greater than or less than 4 sets of 4-minute activity interspersed with recovery periods of 3 minutes recommended in the population. So, what does this mean? It means that youth soccer coaches probably shouldn't be doing tons of conditioning work with their players because it's just unnecessary. And this is especially true in situations where teams are only meeting 2, maybe 3 times a week at most with their teams. If they're spending a ton of time conditioning without a ball, they're frankly wasting their time. You could do drills designed to make it physically intense as well and work on your conditioning while getting that technical training. You can do small-sided games, which do this as well. There's nothing actually special about running without a ball to get you in shape. In fact, you could basically modify any form of conditioning to a drill with a ball if you so please. Now, does this mean you shouldn't be doing any physical training without a ball? No, it does not. However, your endurance and conditioning training is not the priority. If anything, your priority should be speed, power, and strength training. And why is this? Well, one reason is that you can get the conditioning from your actual soccer training, so you don't need so much extra conditioning on its own. But the second reason is too much conditioning work will make you a slower and less effective soccer player. And what we want to do with our non-soccer specific training is do things that will actually improve our performance on the pitch, which speed and power training and strength training will absolutely do this far more than any kind of endurance conditioning training that you can do. So, when we're creating a program for soccer players to become the best soccer players possible, we have to look at it from this perspective. Our soccer-specific training always comes first. Then, our speed and power training comes second. Strength training is in third, and then conditioning is what rounds off what we need to do to become the best soccer player we can. And fortunately, the overwhelming majority of our conditioning can be done with soccer, so we don't actually have to add all that much to it. So guys, Youth soccer coaches, quit doing conditioning with your players. Focus on soccer.